Hello and welcome. Today I'm gonna show you how to make piano songs basically inside of Build a Boat for Treasure. And this is something I'm doing because a lot of people meeting me in the game have asked me like, oh, is this even possible? And stuff like that. And asking me for tips and tricks on how to make it. So I decided to just make a quick video. Maybe it helps somebody, I don't know. But I'm gonna show you the best way that I have figured out to make the songs basically. There might be people that does it a different way. Maybe theirs are better. Maybe they do it the same way. But I have just been experimenting by myself and try different ways and finally come up to the final way that I do it, and I'm gonna show you how to do it. I'm gonna start by, you can skip forward if you maybe already know how the blocks work, and you maybe know the simple details and stuff like that. And maybe you just wanna see like how to make it in a detailed way. So I'm gonna start with the basics, and then later in the video move more and more advanced. It might be a long video, so just skip the way you want. But if you're a beginner and you want a ground up tutorial, just follow with me right now. So basically, first of all, what do you need? You need the music notes. I will start simple with just 3 notes, just as a demonstration. You also need time glasses, and you need a lot of time glasses depending on how long songs and how advanced songs you want to make. And I will explain why I lay it like this. And you don't need to lay it the exact position and everything. It doesn't matter. It's just these components is what you need. Also, you maybe you can use a switch probably. I have not tried it myself, so I can't recommend something I don't myself do. I'm just telling you how I do it and trying to explain so you also can do it, hopefully. And so I use a red button, and the first thing you gotta do is make sure the notes are not connected to anything. Also, I don't know why the button connected like that. What I do if, let's say you have placed a lot of time glass already, and this happens, then I usually place a button further away. And then this fool still thinks that they still think that this is the best button, so they still go back to the button. But in fact, this one is actually the breadwinner right now. Bam. No connections. So that's a way to, like, if you're lazy, like me. And also, okay, so let's start. Now nothing is connected, and the first thing we're gonna do is connect this button to this first time glass. So basically, what does these blocks do? The notes, you can, using the screw tool, you're also going to use the screw tool, a wrench, and the spatula. SpongeBob SquarePants spatula is very, very useful even in this. So basically, what you're gonna do is you're gonna first, of course, find what song you wanna make. Let's say you wanna make Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. There's a more simple song to make, depending on what the version I guess you make. But let's say it's a very easy, the most simple one. That's a good beginner piano song to try to implement in this game. Let's say, and these are not the notes that you're gonna need. I'm just doing this YOLO just to show you how it works. So basically, it starts as a F tag, and then you can just go through them by pressing they can basically make a whole line until, and the thing is, the F tags will repeat. If we go here, this is the first F tag, it's the darkest F tag, but if you spam it enough, you will go back to F tag, but it's a different F tag. As you maybe heard, it is a lighter F tag, and I will show you later how we can play with that. But yeah, you should think about if you know the song it has a light tone, probably the song is using a lighter F tag or lighter G or G tag or whatever. So second of all, let's say these are the 3 notes you need. Let's just say that. It's probably not, I don't know what, if a song would just use these 3, but let's just say so right now. Okay. And the button is very self-explanatory. You press, it activates, okay? You connect that to the time glass, and as you might imagine, a time glass has to do with time, and it basically delays the signal. Signal go into time glass say depending on how long. Say you want 0.5, you can make up to 10. That's the max, because if you go 11 it goes back to 10, and it can go, what is the smallest? Can you do 0.01? No, 0.05, but I would not recommend a song with shorter delay than actually 0.2 sounds like it sounds the best, I think. If you go on the lower side and the faster paced songs, because 01 is gonna sound like spam. It's not gonna sound, I would say 0.1 is the fastest you should ever do, basically. And I recommend 0.2 or slower, I guess. The delay is 0.5. This is basically gonna determine how long it takes for the songs to start. If this is delay on 3 seconds, if you press, it will wait 3 seconds and then start the song. And maybe you only want it to be instantaneous, but trust me, still you'll keep it, because it is useful if you want to make a repeating song, for example. You want it to loop, then you can make a delay between the loops, basically, and stuff like that. So there's no reason to not use it. And now you connect this. So basically, the press of the button goes to a delay. It waits a little bit, starts the song. It goes from the delay into the start of the song, and you can do it in 2 different ways here. At the first songs I made, I connected like this. And this is gonna look like a mess, and I will show you later why it will look like a mess if you do it this way. And here you would need to have the delay be like adding up delay, because this one activates, sends the signal to all of these at the same time. If you connect like that, and yeah, I don't recommend it, so I'm not even gonna continue talking about that. What you should do is connect to the bottom one, the first note in the entire song. Then connect that time glass to that, to the up, to the up, to the up, and so on. Because then you only care about the delay between each note. And yeah, I recommend it that way. And then you just connect the notes. Let's say this is the pattern you want it to be. Okay. Now if you press, it will activate. Then activate that. Sounds absolutely horrible, but it's just to show. This is not me following a song. This is me showing how it works. And now, okay, basically this is the basics. If you just wanted to make a twinkle twinkle little star, This is all you need to know, basically. But if you continue listening and watching, I will show you how to utilize other ways to make it more advanced, and it isn't even that advanced. But just know that anything more advanced than this will take hours and hours and exhaustion. It will take a long time, basically, to make a long song, especially if it's high paced, because every note needs one time glass. At least if they are after each other, you can connect one time glass to two different notes. That works. It will play them at the same time, so that works for some dual wielded piano songs, like you saw there. But if you're doing a one-handed song, you don't really need that. And let's say these are the dark tones of the song, but maybe you wanna try. Maybe it sounds better if it's a lighter tone. Then you can use the SpongeBob SquarePants spatula. Copy the whole system. You need to copy the whole system because if you do that, you will remain the exact. You don't need to redo the connections. If you just copy the button and the time glasses, you will keep the same delay in the time glasses, but the new glasses won't be connected to the old ones there. So just know that. And then now you had F tag here. You can spam until it becomes a lighter F tag, a lighter G, and a lighter G tag. And then I can try it. And if it sounds better, it sounds better. You be the judge, okay? And then you could, if you want, if you wanted to play them to play at the same time, you can just disconnect this time glass from there and then connect that one to there as well. Then it will send a signal to both the stacks at the same time. But I'm not gonna do that because it will sound horrible anyways. And let's say that you want the fastest way to make this song longer. Well, if you made a start, then you can do this. Clone, I recommend maybe do a stack of 10 notes, but you choose on your own. But it's nice to have it tidy, and the further away apart you make them, the easier it will be to see the connections when you make them. Imagine like these are going through the sky when you have a long song. It's gonna look a little messy. And let's say you have these connected, blah 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 blah. This is a continuation of the song. Then if you want to connect the stacks, just know that imagine it as a tape or like a worm. It goes here, slithers back down there and goes up, and you need to remember to connect all these. No, you actually don't, because it will remain the connection. I actually broke it right now, I think. It's hard to see, but if you're uncertain, you can do this. Yeah, it was connected already. Now if I press, it should play the whole song. Both the stacks. Yes, and you also can connect it back there. Then it loops. But maybe you want a time delay, and there is where this one comes in handy. You can amp it up. You want it to take it to rest 3 seconds until it starts again, for example. I don't know. And then, but this is a one-hand player song, okay? Let's say that you have the one hand. We'll say this is the left hand. Okay. For some reason, you're following a song that sounds like this for the for the left hand. You need to disconnect this button. I don't know why they always wanna be coupling with the button, but they just seem to be a little like that, you know. But then say, okay, the other hand I need. I'm just gonna make random notes, just you know. It's gonna be a horrible sound fest. Okay, say these are what you need for your right hand. Then you connect. The thing is, I usually make, just for tidiness, let's say that the first. Okay, I'm gonna just stop the loop for a second. I'm gonna delete this for just for demonstration's sake. So let's say that this was one hand. Usually I do both hands at the same time. So let's say this piano song is two-handed. Right now we're connected to F tag. Let's say the other hand at the same time plays D. D's, you know, and then the following note is a G, and then a G tag, then a F G, and then it actually activates. You use both hands on this note, F tag. Then you can press it at the same note that I'm gonna sing again, and then go D tag. And I don't think they're gonna be connected right now. Let's see. Play both at the same time. 2. See? And that usually sounds very good, but it doesn't now. But this is basically the way you do it, and you can also, that's one way to do it, to make it the most tidy. But I will admit, the way I use it, as you will see on one of my creations I will show later, just to not to brag, but to maybe let you see how it looks when going more advanced on the type of song you make. And you will also see why I do it the way I do. But let's say on here, let's say that I use it just so that it's easier to fix or change the notes and stuff like that. If you realize you want to tune it a little bit. This is the less clean way, but it's more easy to be more detailed, like make sure you have connected the correct notes and stuff like that. But let's say that you see this one is you want this to activate at the same time, so you're gonna connect to the below, to the up, below to the up, below to the up. These are already connected. And then let's say here on this note you play. I'm gonna disconnect this so it. Oh no. Oh no. Stop connecting. I put them too close together. It's easier to put them further apart like that, or even further apart, especially if you make longer songs. You will see. But say, okay, this is one hand, but then you also, piano song also press another button at the same time, and here the right hand actually presses 2 other piano notes. So then you do like this, and now you see that you can externally easier without the laser notes. You can see, oh, it's 3 notes played at the same time. So that's why I like it. And now if you press, you can always see if it lights up to make sure that it activates correctly. And then as well, if you want to, you can copy the whole thing like we did here. And then try different notes or whatever with the exact same. It's just copying and stuff like that. Just it makes your life easier with doing this and saves you time, because this is gonna take a lot of time. I'm just gonna tell you right now, if you wanna be detailed. If you do that, you will remain the same time delays, but it will not be connected to anything. It will though be connected to each other, because you already connected them to each other. Like that. And now I'm gonna show you one of the creations I'm working on right now. Okay, so this is actually a song that I just heard that I like the vibe of. Don't judge too much, but it's called No Broke Boys by Tanisha. Tanisha? I'm not sure to be honest. But it's called No Broke Boys, and it to be honest, it sounds good. I like it. This piano version, but it doesn't really sound like the song you will hear right now. See, they light up at the same time, and you can see without using this tool that there's many notes at the same time. See, there's even 5 notes playing at the same time at some points. And this is like 35 seconds of music. And how much time do you think it took me? Probably 2 minutes, because it's only 35 minutes. 35 seconds long, you know. No, it took like 5 hours, probably, in total. But, I mean, I guess you can brag about the song later. Anyways, and here is why I do it the way I do. Now you're gonna see what I mean with keeping a lot of distance between the notes, and also not connecting the delay timer to all of these, because then it would be a whole mess. Look at this. It's already kind of a mess. Yeah. You can see that even me doing this like one of the cleanest ways. It is a bit cleaner if you don't have these externally, but I like to use this way instead of using the same. If you have too few time glosses, you can do ones that can connect the same time gloss to different notes, like I showed before, many notes at the same time. But and it would help a little bit with this, but not almost nothing. And you will see that it gets harder and harder to know. Let's just say that I want to continue this song. It takes harder and harder to be okay. I need it's a G5 B4. Okay, click. Okay, where is it? You see, it's hard to see sometimes. Oh, G4 and B4. Okay, connect. And that's basically it. I have made other songs, but you probably don't want to see and hear that, to be honest. It's yeah, good luck.